I wasn't getting it from my family, I'll tell you that much. Love my family, but they weren't, you know, not in a bad way, but they like just didn't care. They're like, oh, whatever, like you're doing your thing, you know, good luck at college. So I get through community college, I get through UNC, and then I apply to CU a second time, you know, another time I apply to CU, and I get in, and it's just like one random day in the summer where I get the email back of like, you've been accepted to University of Colorado Boulder, and I'm just like cloud 50, like ecstatic, so pumped. Cause like I said, again, in context, it's like a year ago, here I am like, man, what am I gonna do? Like all my friends are leaving me. They're all going to these fun schools and not even fun, but also like dominant engineering programs, going over here for this, you know, Boston University for this amazing program, for this thing in Denver, for this thing and you know, just doing the thing, right? And I felt like I was completely left behind, but then a year later it's like, no, I'm coming in hot now I'm red hot, you know what I mean? Now I'm coming in burning, you know. I felt so proud of myself because I had never got a 4.0 in my entire life until that time, until that semester. So it was a huge achievement for me, and I was so excited. So got into CU, and then when I get to CU, mind you, I've now the thing that opened this conversation, which was, you know, challenging yourself to do stuff, set the bar, and then getting met with resistance, right? Where people, oh, you can't do that. There's no way, you're dumb. Like, guys, I just wanted to go to college. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that big of a deal. People have done it. There's tons of graduates at CU. There's tons of students. Like, people do that a lot when you like set a new goal and then they're like, no, but this is how we know you as. Yeah, but that, I'm not going to be this all the time. Like when I'm like 17 years old, 18 years old, like I'm not going to be 18 and stupid my whole life. So new goals here, and then boom, crush the new goal. And I've had this experience so many times in life where it's like, no, here's perceivingly where I am at whatever age or skill set or whatever, and then here's the new goal. And I'll give another one that happened immediately into CU. So when I got to CU, I really got into music. I was like, oh my gosh, this whole time I should have been making music. So the new goal, right now, the baseline at CU is, okay, I'm gonna go get my degree in economics, you know, go get a worthy degree. It's something I'm decent at. But then the new goal became, let me go to, you know, become a talented musician and go sell out some shows. And I wanted ultimately to be a platinum artist. But let me go make the music thing happen, like record deals. I remember I had a streaming number of like 30,000 streams, or maybe it's 90,000 streams. If I could reach that, like I had made it, you know, at least in my mind. And I remember telling people that, hey, I want to be a musician. It's going to be this whole thing. And people are, oh, there's no way, that's impossible. You know what I mean? And it's like, I just did this already. I already did this dance where I'm here, said, I'm going to set this. And everyone told me you can't do it. And then I'm making way, you know. Same thing with music, right? Same exact thing. So, you know, years are going by where I'm just putting in the work, like figuring out audio engineering, production. I'm nasty at the piano now. Like I'm taking piano classes. I'm learning all about music theory, the circle of fifths, circle of fourths, all the modes, Mixolydian modes, you know, Aeolian modes, all of it. Like just getting nasty at music theory, getting nasty at production, getting nasty at audio engineering, getting nasty at songwriting and composition. Like years of working so hard at this stuff. So that was my sophomore year in college when I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. 3 years down the road, I put out my first project. It's called Broken Home. I had produced the whole thing and wrote the whole thing. And it's not the best thing in the world, mind you, but like it was at least something, you know, where I learned distribution, royalty collection, like all of, like on top of all the music part. So you have like product creation of building the actual music, you know, and then you have all the distribution, marketing, you know, website design, all of that, right? Like those are two different kind of scopes of the business, and I was getting good at both. Out of seeing that process with Broken Home, I was like, okay, rinse and repeat. Let me just rinse and repeat, get better at this. I put this project out and I get maybe like 700 streams in my first week. Like I'm going nuts. Like I was like, holy crap, like 700 streams from like 16 different countries, and just so pumped. Like literally, again, cloud 20 of like, people told me I couldn't do it, and then I built this little project and I inched it here. So I just kept moving forward. I just kept producing projects over and over and over. and more music, more songs, more singles, more, like just all the time. So that was like my first like 12 or 13 songs on that project, right? Fast forward, you know, I put out a project with an explicit title, and then another project, and then another project. Fast forward, I put out like 7 projects, and one is called Aries Season, and it's this like EDM project that I produced. And this is now April 2019, I think, when I put it out. And this is 5 years after saying I want to do music. So I put this project out, and it like goes kind of nuts for a little bit. It kind of goes nuts, like gets hundreds of thousands of streams, gets small record label offers. Friends are blowing up my phone all the time. I'm getting my first radio plays, my first huge playlisting, my first like show offers. I get invited to go do shows at venues, and literally in my very first show, I get booked. I sell out the show. I sell the thing out, like literally sell out my very first. I had never performed at this point in time outside of doing like piano for some people, and, you know, sitting at local pianos and just, you know what I mean, playing for people, but or college classes. I had taken some music classes, and, you know, you like would do stuff for the class, but I had never like officially performed, you know, in a professional setting. So my very first show, it's sold out. It's like a 250 cap venue. So there's 250 people here at my very first show that I sold. Like, it was nuts. I was like, holy crap. So again, it was one of those things where it's like people said that's impossible to do. And then fast forward 5 years, it's like I'm sitting at my own sold out show, like not like completely out of my mind about it, right? You know, because people are like asking for pictures, people are asking for me to sign stuff, and it's like, you know, friends and friends of friends and stuff, and family. So it's not like crazy, but it was still like this surreal experience where I'm on stage, and I would tell her, hey Paul, your phone lights, like let's get, and the whole room is like lit up with phone lights. Like I have a photo. Let me actually pull it up, because it's just nuts. It's absolutely nuts. So let's see if I type in Ryan Paglione music. But this is like after putting out 200 songs, or maybe I continued it after this point. I'm getting a little blurry on the timeline, but boom, here's like a little article write up, and this was just like a buddy's friend of mine who wrote this article. But boom, here's like one of the photos, and this was actually my second show that I did, and my second show was sold out. It was nuts too. It was crazy. And this was actually the second show. The first show, I showed a brief bit of it in my tech vlog, in Tech Vlog 1. There's a brief bit of this, but again, it's like it was one of those moments where it's like just cloud 50, where people say, okay, you can't do this, and then boom, here I am, delivered. Like what else? You know what I mean? Like, and at least for me, I crushed all of my music goals. Everything I wanted, I crushed all of them. The only thing I didn't get was platinum record. That's the only thing I didn't crush. But I, you know, background, I'm sure, you know, maybe one day I can figure that out still. But the point is like, it was just that process of getting up where it's like people say you can't do it. I'm like, guys, I'm gonna put in the work. I'm gonna do it. And then I'm inching it closer, you know what I mean, year by year, month by month. And then boom, you know, there's like undeniable moments of, well, if it was impossible, how did that just happen? That doesn't seem too impossible after achieving that, because people around me like all the time, that's impossible. There's no way you can do that. I'm like, okay, just wait, like just watch. And again, I had a similar thing with even software. Even becoming an enterprise software engineer, I told some friends, oh my God, I want to work in software. I want to work at Google. I want to work at some of these companies. That's impossible. You'll never be able to do that. You think you can work at Google? And I'll be honest, guys, like at each level, I always leave these friends behind, because I'm like who says that, number one, about their friends? And two, like, what the heck? You know, why? Reason being, I wanted to work for Google and some of these companies. You see how just amazing the pay can be, even at entry-level software positions, right? So here's like, you know, your first promotion, you're working with $250,000. So the carrot in front of you is really, really powerful, right? That's a website called levels.fyi for those who aren't familiar with it. But same thing with software. So I get into software and I'm getting told, you know, that's impossible to do. There's no way, not a chance. 3 months into it, I land my first paid gig. It's like a freelance thing that my mom is like, hey, I'll give you some money to build a website for me. Okay, I build the website and I build another. It's like, okay, cool. I'll give you some money for both of those. Thank you so much, Ryan. You know, boom, boom, boom. 3 more months go by and I'm grinding. Like I'm working hard, learning TypeScript, learning React, learning Redux, like joining groups and stuff like this. And again, people are telling me, you can't do this. Like, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, guys, I've done this dance so many times, like so many times, where people are like, I even missed a chapter where I became a sales supervisor in my life too, where people are like, you can't move to Texas and sell roofs and that, because it was for roofing. Back of my head. And then that was such a quick thing though, where I ended up, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. But the point is like I'm like, guys, I've done this dance 100 times. Like, how many more times do I need to do this dance? And likewise with software, these are like close friends of mine that I'm so bummed are telling me you can't do this, there's no way. And I ended up getting an interview 6 months into studying software. I get an interview with PayPal, and then I get an interview with Apple, and they don't go well. They don't go the way I wanted them to. But I get an interview with Apple and PayPal, and I'm like, yo, this is nuts. Like, are you kidding me? So I carry all that momentum, and I'm just working my tail off on software, like just working my butt off. 3 more months go by, or sometime around this point, one of my buddies hires me for his company, his SaaS product. And then 3 more months go by, I get hired by a web developer agency for my first 6-figure offer. And a week after that, I get sought after by the recruiter at Babson, and he calls me. He's this great guy. And he's like, hey, are you still in the job market? We saw, and maybe I had applied. I probably did, 100% I probably did. And then, and he's like, hey, are you still in the job market? I was like, well, I just signed this deal. I don't know if I technically in the job market, but hey, I'll chat with you guys. You know what I mean? See what it's about. And I go to Babson, and Babson is a capillary collection startup, right? So they're like the real deal. And maybe I'll show the offer letter and kind of some stuff about that. But I end up getting this ridiculous offer, right? Maybe I shouldn't show the offer letter. They knew what I was getting paid at the web developer agency, right? That I just signed for. And then I end up, gosh, I want to show it so bad. I want to show it so bad. But I end up getting an even better offer. So I had a 6-figure offer at the web developer agency. I get an even better offer from Babson, and this is after like crushing, the interview, doing their tech coding exam. And then I had a phone screen, a coding exam, a chat with CJ, and then an on-site visit where I had 7 interviews with the entire team, HR, with Chester, actually, the guy who constantly referenced in these videos, and then a few of the other guys on the team that I won't name drop, but amazing guys, right? Amazing engineers. And then at the end of 7 interviews of an on-site visit with Babson, I have to do a slideshow on systems design, on how I'd build like a Twitter, things I've worked on, and just a little bit about myself. And I do this slideshow, and I get through it. I crush that too. And I'm just leaving Babson like, I know I landed that. Like, I knew I had done the work. I had been studying ridiculously. Like, I'd wake up at 9 a.m., stay up till 2 p.m. or 2 a.m., excuse me. Like, I'd literally in bed coding. As much time as you could possibly put into a craft is what I was doing. Like, literally in bed coding, wake up coding, eat lunch coding. Like I was just writing software constantly, learning new concepts, just applying myself to the max. And I end up again crushing this offer, and maybe it wasn't, gosh. So here's the offer letter. I want to show the actual offer, but maybe I shouldn't. Just from a professional standpoint, it's probably not a good idea. But what Babson is, an amazing company, by the way, is a capillary collection startup, and where they're trying to, so here's the compensation on the next slide. I won't show it, at least not today. Maybe one of these days I will, but I'll probably talk with CJ, see if that's a good idea professionally or not. But here's the offer letter that they send over, and CJ is presenting it to me, and back in my mind, I'm like, guys, I did it again, because Babson might be one of those like maybe they're not Apple or Amazon today, but they certainly have the talent to it. They have guys from Amazon. They literally have an engineer from Amazon, and you know what I mean? And there's another guy who is Chester being super talented, and there's another engineer who's a full stack solutions architect, and he is just nasty with it, like super talented as well. They have the talent for a company of this caliber. And there's many more engineers there too, but at least at the height of their employment. And certainly, you know, maybe I came shy of working at a Google or an Apple, but even recently, it's like, you know, having the interview with Yeti, like that to me is similar caliber as one of those. I don't know. It was just one of those things again where it's like, guys, I've done this dance so many times. Here I am. You said I can't do it, and yet here I'm doing it. You know what I mean? It's like how many more times are we gonna do this? You know, like how many more times? You know, so the important part is having been an enterprise software engineer at a capillary collection startup. Again, another huge thing in my life where now I'm 28 years old, right? And having done a few of these awesome things. But when I was 18, graduating college, like I genuinely thought I was dumb for a second. I was like, maybe I'm not like, and I'm not saying I'm like the smartest man in the world. That's certainly not the case. I've crossed paths with really smart minds. I'm still friends with a lot of really smart minds. And the point I'm just trying to make is like, I wish people had this more like, instead of you can't do it, like I wonder what life would be if we just took that same energy that people are always saying like you can't do it, or school counselors saying you can't do it, or friends saying like, oh, that's impossible to do. Take that same energy and support your friends. Take that same energy and support a student. Take that same energy and support a person. And it's like these accolades are kind of dope, or these mix of accolades are kind of cool, but like what would it all be if like I had, you know, even more support? You know, that's what I'm curious about. If I had a friend who was like, oh dude, like at least those friends. Now I do have friends like that who are amazing, super loving, super kind, super supportive. And those are the friends I gravitate towards, because it's like we're all doing stuff. Oh, this one's making 300 grand a year. This one's over here building his own blockchain protocol and business over here. He's doing. I know how much he's doing good. You know, I've got this friend over here building a business over here. Like, those are the friends that I never hear any of this stuff from. They're always like, dude, I'm so proud of you for working hard. Dude, you're crushing it. And I'm proud of them. Like, it's just this loving kind of, we might be competitive, but it's like collaborative competitive, you know. It's no, I think this idea is better than what you've suggested, and let's talk about why. You know, instead of like, oh, you can't do that, you can't make $500,000 a year. It's like, no, like there's literally people all over the world making millions of dollars. Like, why could you not do that? Like, that's the type of friend I strive to be. Granted, I'm not perfect, but yeah. So it's just this funny dance I have in my life where people are like, you can't do that, and then I'm like, okay, well, let's chip away at it and see who's wrong here, you know, because it ain't gonna be me, you know. I promise you that. So anyway, but that's a little bit about me. I know we didn't do a lot of software today, but I think that's an amazing story, and yeah, there's a lot of good things coming down the pipeline for you guys. So very excited, and yeah, just trying my best. And yeah, these stories, when I look back on my life, I'm like, they are so funny, because you know what they say, actions speak louder than words, you know. So, and I would, if seeing that track record, if I've known myself like for a decade, and this is something I've now crossed paths with a few people. Like, I would not place bets against me. You know, it's not a good, I would not place verbal bets. I would not place physical bets. It's a bad decision. It's just a bad decision. But when people tell me I can't do stuff now, and I actually just had it happen to me recently, like really within a week, and it's crushing because it's someone close to me, and I'm like, but I feel bad for this person, because if they've known me for 2 decades, they would never have said that. They'd be like, I've seen this kid do so many things. And this is just 28 years old, Ryan. Like when I'm 35, I'm gonna do more stuff. When I'm 39, when I'm 45, like 2 decades of this type of mentality and energy and push. You know, who knows where the ceiling is? And maybe it is this, but it's like, maybe it's not, you know. So When I hear that, and I hope when people hear it, because I think I started this whole story of like building stuff was the initial thought to this whole dialogue. And I would say, when you're going to go build stuff, expect that resistance, and you still have to move forward. You still got to be like, nope, that's cute. I appreciate your opinions, but daddy's got to get to work. You know what I mean? Or if you're a female, you got to have that swag. Mama's got to get to work. So absolutely comical. You know what I mean? Like, you just expect when you say, I'm going to go build something, you're going to get 90% of people who are like, nope, can't do that. That's impossible. That's rude. And I don't understand why. Like, I do. It's crabs in a bucket mentality. Here's what it is. Metaphor derived from anecdotal claims about the behavior of crabs when trapped in a bucket. When one crab can any one crab can easily climb out of the bucket. But nonetheless, all the other crabs will pull it back, ensuring the group's collective and demise. And that is literally what people do. So here's the majority. Oh, you want to do something? You want to climb out of this level of stuff? Nope, you can't do that. That's impossible. We're trying to pull you down, trying to bring you back, nope. And it's so ridiculous because any person, all of us could literally climb out of the bucket if we all work together, supportive, help each other out. Hey, here's how I figured this out. Here's how I did this. Like, everybody could help each other. We could all get out of the bucket. So I never take those people serious, and they usually have nothing going for them. So it's something I don't really, especially at this point when I've like gone through this dance now 4 times. I'm always like, no, absolutely not. So anyway, I hope that helps somebody. I know it's kind of long-winded, but good podcast content and a little bit more about myself. So I think more people being made aware of this is probably better. And people I would listen to and have listened to a ton is like Napoleon Hill, amazing author. They said American writer and con artist. This is funny. Even if he's a con artist, not sure if that's true at all. I'll have to look into that. I just saw that for the first time. But he talks about just like your mentality. He's amazing. He's amazing on it. So, and I'm sure crabs in a bucket mentality, I'm sure people are trying to frame him as this like horrible person. Here's another guy, Earl Nightingale, proper, like such good material to listen to. It just gets your mind right, gets your head right. Same with Les Brown, just proper. Again, another guy. Yeah, this guy, he's it, man. He's it. So,
eyesight is judging on what you see.
Just listen to this. Ready?
He surrendered. I've faced rejection again and again. I'm not going anymore. There are no jobs out there. But this other guy, he felt that in spite of the no's and rejections, in spite of how bad the economy is, in spite of what the newspapers are saying, that it's possible that somebody somewhere will give me a job. He just kept going, thinking it was possible.
Come on, how could you not just get behind that? You know, that's just a golden nugget. But anyway, I hope this all helps somebody. If you're gonna build, got to be prepared. And this is the mental nutrients that I always lean on in the soil to build whatever that endeavor might be. Here I am today, and here's the new endeavor. Literally whatever it might be, it's gonna be met with resistance, and you got to push through and make sure you build the nutrients for it. So anyway, I hope that helps, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I've got a ton of work to do. We did not get any work done. Well, I've got some algorithms to write and some stuff to build and figure out. So thank you guys so much for watching and spending this time with me. I hope it is fruitful and helpful. Cheers. See you on the next one.